So this is the build I have been testing. I told you all I would bring this out after a long awaited time. Again, I'm not going to bring you any kind of bullshit. Now again, this build will not hit like a normal crit chance, crit damage, straight like DPS type roll build that you can put together. But because everybody in the dark zone is running flatline, other people are running wicked, you've got status burn players, things like that. I devised a build based around one major piece, and that is the Catharsis Mask. Second is I went and tried to find another way to get the hazard protection from the pulse. So again, three-piece y'all. So this is a build to stop those builds in their tracks. Literally, the players who face you with all that stuff will get no damage. They will be forced to go to a DPS type build. Now, this build is not for solo play. This is mainly for group play. So if you have 3 of these builds, you will stop everything and then have a healer with your team. You're guaranteed to have more survivability with this build than any other thing out there, because you will stop everybody else's damage. So let's get into the build. Now, I call this one Heartstopper because the gear die is Heartstopper. Again, we are going with the Grenadier. You need the Grenadier on this. Now, if you're doing a team, you would have one Grenadier and say another player using the flamethrower and another player running the minigun, because your healer is going to have the crossbow. So because your healer has a crossbow, don't try to waste that extra bonus from this. Just have the healer throw those fire grenades, set them on fire to get you the extra status damage. This will give your team the extra damage to targets out of cover. Another player running the flamethrower is also going to give you the closer and personal, but the one player with this right here is going to be your main guy who's going to avoid status, because it's going to give you an extra 20% to the build, versus this one here is just going to give you up more close and personal type damage for whoever's the closest. And then, of course, your minigunner is going to give your team the extra ammo, so you don't have to worry about it. So if you have all 4 of these on all those builds, you're going to get the most damage from this entire build total. Now, again, just these 4. That's what you're focused on. So have one player run one player run the other. Now, the best weapon on this is going to be the shield splinter, but to help your other players, and we have to talk about this, to help your other players avoid some status, whoever the status player is, the one who's running the Grenadier, needs to run this hive to help give your team the extra status that they don't have. So he's not being too stingy. He can drop that for them and help them out when they need it. So make sure you have these pieces that I'm putting on to this to help them out. And you see we got duration, nothing else to really help it. So again, just go with duration. Don't worry about the health. You can't put the extra duration in here. Now, as your other skill right here, I'm running a bulwark because I can get the extra damage, but you can run a pulse. You can run a jammer pulse to help your teammates out, keep the enemy jammed so they can't get any of their procs, pulse them to help get the extra damage out for other things. You can EMP sticky them, whatever else you want personally on this, honestly is best. Defender drone, shields, whatever, because you're going to have a healer with you. So I run this right here because I'm also using the Liberty to give me some more survivability to block those other players, because not only am I avoiding the status, but I can actually avoid other things as well. Now, this build will not survive against mortars. That's its only weakness. Now, the shield splinter is the best because of the perfect optimist. This will beat any FAMAS that you can get with Optimus on it. The backup one is the M870 MCS shotgun. Now, this version with Optimus to get the extra damage out is good. As you can see, we got crit chances everywhere. But this one's going to give you, out of all the M870s, a little bit more stability, a little bit more accuracy. And then for a good backup, Liberty pistol. Now, as you can see, we're sitting at 54 and about 129 on crit chance, crit damage. Now, you can drop the crit chance by dropping a Seska and putting weapon damage or crit damage on there, but you want that for your other weapons. You need that crit chance for your other weapons so they can hit those bullets. So that one piece of Seska on this is vital. And you see we got all weapon damages here. And yes, I'm running Companion. We have tried it with Wicked. Wicked works just as well. So if you're using a Jammer Pulse, you can use Wicked on your backpack. But Companion works really well because you're going to be close to your teammates. Also, for the Grenadier, as you see, we are 100% pulse resistance. And then down here, because of the Grenadier, we're at 40% burn resistance. Now this will help your Catharsis mask even more. So again, having the armor regen, having the status effect ability from this, that status effect is going to stop from the Catharsis. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is the Catharsis is best to use against bleed builds. So not only are we averting burns, we're avoiding the bleeds. Because once we get that status and they shoot us with the bullets, this is going to kick into overdrive to get rid of that status, to stop the player from gaining that extra damage on you because you will not be on bleed, and allowing you to do more damage because he's stacking you. Now, again, having the healer allows for that incoming repairs to kick in even more. So not only is your teammate with the heal is going to be giving you this, but that incoming repairs is going to keep you alive even as well. Now, on the chest piece, of course, we're using Unbreakable, and here's our 3-piece yawl. It's for the gloves, the chest, which you can craft. If you have yawl gear pieces, craft this. If you don't want to run Unbreakable, you can even run, what's it called? Right here, the piece that's on the everyday carrier. Efficient. You can run Efficient. You can even have this as an efficient build and give that to maybe a player who wants to run the crossbow. Maybe get that extra crossbow out there and some extra fire grenades. If your team wants, you can do that. Because then, not only do you have this huge survivability, you can give your teammates heals that way rather than running a healer. Again, player's choice. But the Companion is better because you can drop a hive. You can get by your teammates' stuff. They can drop other skills, things like that of that nature. Give you the Companion versus using Wicked. Now, if you're using a Jammer Pulse, by all means, go throw you a Wicked on. Because when you jammer somebody, you're going to get that damage. You toss a fire grenade, you toss a bleed grenade, you status them in some way, EMP sticky, you're going to get Wicked. So another good thing is Wicked on here. Now, that is basically the setup: crit chance, crit damage. Now, as well as the Fox's Prayer, because we want that damage to a target out of cover. You want this. That is going to help you out for all your weapons that you're using. That is going to give you that extra damage. So, in here, I'm going to try to demonstrate the Optimist. It's a little hard. As you see, we're just stacking. And we're shooting against a purple, but on heroic, which is about the same as a player with 1.5, 1.7 in between there. So, as you see, on the headshots, now I've got 5 bullets. Let's see what we can max out at. 339,980. Now, again, this has only got 10% weapon damage on this. So that's what we're hitting for 10%. So we can stack this even higher because we don't even have the Catharsis. And we didn't even drop anything to give us Companion. So that's a base for 339.
Vital signs critical.
Alright, I think I got it almost maxed out. Okay. Let's just double check. Yep, okay, it looks good. Okay, so let's get some headshots first. So we're showing you just the Catharsis add-on. We're already hitting harder just off the first few bullets. Okay, now we got the Companion. 527, 529. And that was on health, and then 44976. So 44976 on the armor. Oh, even higher. Well, that was health. But again, as you see, once we start getting into them, we're really just doing the damage because we can get to their armor quick. And again, these are headshots, so some of y'all may not be able to land headshots, so you need the gut shots. You might want to start practicing on your headshots. So here we go with the shotgun. 2-tap. Did y'all see that? Another 2-tap. So this one is great for if they come out with a shield like a bulwark, just hit them with that shotgun. Boom. Their armor's gone. As for the pistol, 2 million to the head. In the DZ, we'd probably be seeing 700,000 per shot on that. So basically, you'll still be able to 3-tap players. So 2-shot shotgun, half a mag AR, 3-tap pistol. And that's pretty much it. So now that we're done this, let's show you the regen ability. So again, as you can see, we're trying to get this thing to max out. It's a little bit tough sometimes in the shooting range, but I'm going to show you all the regen's ability. And you see we're right there at the max stacks, so one more hit and we should drop a kill. Or maybe one more. Maybe 2 more. There it goes. Okay, so when we are personally regenning, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get rid of all your status, the burns, the bleed, and you're going to get this much regen just by yourself. So imagine that with a healer. You will never die with a healer. So again, best with group play, not solo.